Picky Eater taste test time again. This time it's Lay's beer and brat potato chips. Welcome to the Picky Eater channel. I'm Tony and I am the Picky Eater. Yeah, the guy that everybody says, you eat like a 3-year-old, and they would not be wrong. So I've been away for a little bit. If you're a subscriber for the channel, I'm sorry, man. I had a Mexico trip that was a little bit of business, a little bit of pleasure. And then when I got back from that, 450 emails later, I actually run a photo, video, and voiceover business here in the Outer Banks. And I have another channel here on YouTube called Vapor Trail Channel. It's got it's a pretty big channel and there's a lot of stuff that's always going on with that. So I get pretty busy, but that's enough excuses. I'm not here to make those. I'm here to deliver, and content will be delivered here in this channel. I'm going to make a commitment to at least make one video per week, and 1,400 subscribers and growing. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do me a favor, go ahead and click that subscribe button and get yourself subscribed. So the beer and brats. Now, being a picky eater, I do eat a lot of snack foods and things like that because I'm very limited on my diet. If it's meat, if it's potatoes, if it's gravy, yeah, I'm in for that. But if it's onions, if it's peppers and any of that kind of funky stuff, ain't happening. So my diet does consist of a lot of snack foods. I try to counteract that by going to the gym every day and that kind of stuff, but that's beside the point. Brats, not so much. Maybe if you were to charcoal those things, so they were little like charcoal log briquettes, I might eat them because I even do that with hot dogs. And there's always so much gristle in those things and stuff, so I don't really eat a lot of them, but I do know what they taste like. So we've got beer and brats chips here. It's supposed to taste like beer and barbecued brats, so we're gonna try those things out. This is all part of their do us a flavor thing, and I've got some flavor ideas for them. How about maybe some Spam and Mac chips? Those would be good. Well, those are things that I eat. I actually came up with a pretty good advertising campaign that Lay's could use. I was hanging out with some friends. We were at a cookout, drinking beers and stuff, and there was some chips sitting there on the counter, Lay's, and I went, dude, you should get laid. And everybody was like, that's pretty funny. You should make a campaign for that. I know it sounds pretty stupid when you're not drinking, but it's sometimes the stupidest ideas are the ones that really take off. You could have a whole thing like with a bunch of chips that are falling on somebody, and it's like, dude, you got laid, man. Did you get laid last night? I did. I had beer and brats Lays. Yeah, whatever. Well, you heard it here first. So if they use that idea, well, I'm definitely getting a share of that money. Well, let's go ahead and go down to the table here and let me show you what these things are all about. So taking a look at the bag real quick, we've got a brat over here, you got your grill over here, and you've got beer over here. So it's pretty obvious what the flavor is going to be, beer and brats. It's all part of their do us a flavor pitch. You can win $1 million. Well, I don't know if this is one of the flavors that was chosen for that, but their campaign is currently ongoing on the website. For those of you who are nutrition minded, the nutrition facts, about 15 chips per serving, 160 calories, and quite a bit of sodium in there. And of course, more promotion on their do us a flavor. All right, so I have not opened this bag yet. Let's go ahead and open her up. We'll see what they look like. Okay, looks like a regular chip. When you look at the package, it looks like they got little flavor flakes on there. I don't really see that on here. Go ahead and pull a couple more out of here. So yeah, I don't really see a whole lot of flavor flakes on here, but it does look like a lot of flavoring on the chips themselves. And that's really about all we got to show you on this. I can smell them though. Oddly enough, it does kind of smell like beer and barbecue, so I'm really looking forward to trying these things out. Well, let's go back up and test them out. Yeah, so like I said, you don't see the little flavor flakes and all that kind of stuff on here, but, they smell pretty good. They smell like beer and brats, Let's go ahead and try them out. All right. That is not bad. Okay, you know how beer kind of has like a bitter flavor to it? Kind of get that with those. I'm kind of getting like a, I don't know, there's a meat flavor, but I don't know that it's necessarily a brat. Maybe a chicken brat or something like that. But it's definitely, it has the flavors and it's good. I've tried some of their flavored chips and I think it was like the tzatziki one or something like that. I was like, oh no, these are not good. And the chicken and waffles, those weren't great. No, it was the biscuits and gravy that I was like, oh no. That is definitely not biscuits and gravy. So these are at least close for me. Let's go ahead and try a couple more here. All right, we're playing around a little bit right there with that, but yeah, they're good. They're good enough that I will sit there and eat them like that. I can see eating these with a sandwich. I can see eating these just sitting there at the bar, whatever. They do taste good. I'm not exactly sure if it's perfectly beer and brats, but close enough, and I definitely would support them. Beer and brats chips from Lay's. They're good. I might go on their website and submit some of those flavors I'm talking about. On the website, they've got a bunch of, actually, things that sound like they might be really good. How about peanut butter and bacon sandwich chips? Those would be good. I want to thank my friend John Osborne for picking these things up for me. He was in the store recently, saw these, and he went, oh, dude, beer and brats, that's perfect fodder for the Picky Eater channel. He's a good guy. And he also owns Action Plumbing here in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. If you're in the area and you need plumbing, check out Action Plumbing because they're the best. Little gratuitous plug, but he is really very good. So yeah, the Lay's beer and brats chips, I'd recommend them. And I will definitely be checking out future flavors from Lay's. I like to be adventurous when it comes to snack foods. Again, I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. We're up over 1,400 subscribers already. And if you're not a subscriber and you like what you see, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps out the channel and I appreciate that. And if you are subscribed, if you hit the little notification bell, then you'll make sure that you'll get notifications when I upload new videos, which hopefully I'll be doing more than once a week, but at least once a week. And if you're a picky eater and you want to say, yes, I'm a picky eater, then go ahead and comment down there below. And if you have an idea, something that you want to see me do here on the channel, maybe a picky eater challenge, which I am going to do some of those, I'm trying to learn how to like new foods. And there is a few things that I've learned how to like. I do like cauliflower rice. Just tried that in some fried rice and that was tasty. So, you know, as long as it's not onions, tomatoes, mushrooms, peppers, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty much, I'm very limited. But I am willing to experiment with some foods and we'll just see what happens. If you would go ahead and leave your suggestions in the comments. That's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Picky Eater channel.